Concerned and interested parties were invited onto the site of the proposed development on Ayliffe 1297 at Kleinkrantz on Tuesday, 22nd of October. Participants were given the opportunity to voice their concerns on issues around the environmental impact. The tender process was not under discussion.
Obviously, the site is quite sensitive. The larger piece of land that stretches from the sea across to Island Lake is an area that people are used to being green. However, the area that is currently under application is only the area that is within the urban edge. Also within this area, there are quite a few beautiful milkweed trees. And so, yes, it is very important to be responsible when anything happens on this site.
The structures that are going to be going up here?
The idea is to build into the landscape. There won't be any pitched roofs. The material will also be from the area. And the idea is to have a complete green development, water harvesting, solar installation for electricity, all of that, have the roofs planted and literally stepping down into the landscape versus sticking out above the landscape.
My feeling is that this should never have been looked at individually on its own by the Garden District Municipality. They should have done it in conjunction with the George Municipality. Between the two municipalities, they probably, and I'm just going from in terms of wilderness east from the boundary of the existing Ayliffe, where they're looking at developing, all the way to the sewage farm on the opposite side of Kleinkrantz. They own in the region of at least 40+% of the land. And we need to see a plan from the municipalities, how they're going to, and I'm talking about Garden District Municipality and George Municipality, is how are they going to accommodate the low income and create some low income housing in this area, because it's necessary. We've got issues in Wilderness Heights, we've got issues in Toastrand, and we've got a community that's been living here for years. In the area that they themselves have named Nature's Valley, which is around the water area, and a lot of people refer to as the informal settlement. And it really gets to me when people say the informal settlement, because when you say informal settlement, at some stage in their lives and they have no history, they might just be moved away. And I think we've got enough land here to accommodate low-income housing. We can create boundaries, we can create green areas, we can create community gardens, to ensure that the people have invested a lot of money in Kleinkrantz, their rights are also protected. Yeah. But we've got to stop this thing in the culture and the history of South Africa of moving the low-income people as far away as possible, further and further away from where they work. And we've got to incorporate them. And we've got a perfect opportunity in Kleinkrantz of developing something that the new history of South Africa has to be.
It was always going to be heated. I think that there is two very distinct camps here, people who are pro-development, and then what they say is Ayliffe, and people who are very overdeveloped land and unsustainable development. And so it was heated, but I think a lot of people had their say what they wanted to. This was specifically about the environmental impact assessment. So it's about this part of the environmental process that people are looking at. And it wasn't about the land use application. So a lot of the heated stuff came out of not nearly or not necessarily recognizing that the comments are about the impact, not about the development itself. But I think the way that Gwenter on the environmental impact practitioner handled it was very, very professional. She did a good job. She had a lot of people pushing at things where they didn't even really understand the issues. But yeah, I think that she did a good job for today.